Hey y'all, it's Andrea here at VW Family Farm, and I've got some stuff to do outside today. Thought I would bring you guys along. Let's head in the greenhouse real quick and I'm going to show you what we got going on. Look at all these beautiful plants. So we have got our tomato plants and pepper plants in here. Looks like I need to give them a little drink. And then I had bought some herbs. I'm going to sprout some more direct sow in my beds. Just got the main ones. I have a lot already growing, but I got me some chamomile, thyme, parsley, basil, dill, things like that. Just that I didn't want to wait on it to grow. I wanted it pretty quick. So bought those. And then we did not get around to sprouting sweet potato slips, so I actually was in Walmart and I picked up all the plants they had. This is 54 plants of beautiful looking sweet potato plants. This is just some odd men, various things that we're trying to sprout kind of last minute. Need to give those a drink too. They're looking a little dry. Just a few tomato varieties. You can see I've got like gooseberry, different peppers, just different things in there. I've got a few more little broccolis back there. Just some things I wanted a few more things of. And of course it's looking good in here. You got lots of lettuce, lots of kale. Some of the kale has bolted and the bok choy has bolted. Ben's got more stuff sprinkled throughout these beds sprouting up, so that'll be coming. We got these Lisa peppers going. And it's actually got a couple on it. I'm excited about those. That's from Baker Creek. Really excited about that. And here is the lemon tree. It's covered in little baby lemons. See if y'all can spot a few. There's a pretty good size one actually. And then look at all this vining spinach coming up. Emily's so excited about that. That's her favorite salad green. And then that over there is starting to grow up. And it's actually putting on up here at the top too, is actually a climbing kiwi vine. So I'm hoping one of these days to get some kiwis off of it. We bought that 2 years ago at Baker Creek Spring Planting Festival from a vendor, so hopeful for that. A few more little things sprouting back here I need to give a drink of water to. Not even sure if Ben is, I think he's already harvested this and this is just what's left. Not really sure. This is more his domain than mine. All right, but what I actually brought you in here for is to show you what I'm going to be up to outside today. So I had to make a trip to Walmart yesterday for some essential items. I'm trying to go for my parents so that they don't have to get out of the house basically at all, and just take precautions for myself and get what they need. And then while I'm there, I pick up a few things we need as well. I'm trying to do that not very often at all, and just they had a pretty big list and so did I. Get in, get out. And that's when I grabbed the sweet potato plants. And while I was over there grabbing those, I ran across something that I have been scouring online for, and that is asparagus roots. We have been rotating our sheep throughout our yard for a couple years now, and I learned a hard lesson. So just beware if you're putting animals in your yard to eat some of your grass, like goats or sheep or anything like that, that you're rotating through your yard. It's a great idea. It saves so much gas, saves so much time. It lets an animal eat your grass that can then produce you food instead of buying gasoline and lawnmowers and all that to have to mow your yard. But I learned a hard lesson. They ate my asparagus, and I keep my asparagus picked, but they will nibble, especially sheep. They're grazers, and they're not like a cow. A cow can only graze down so far, just the way they rip off the grass and pull it. Sheep don't eat the same way. Sheep can eat a piece of ground down to literally dirt. So although I had kept the asparagus picked, they pulled it up, and asparagus, I've learned since then, is very shallow rooted, so they pulled it up and they killed it. So it's never come back. I have a few straggling pieces shooting up a fern, but ever since then it just killed me, because if you know about growing asparagus, it takes several years to be able to harvest a good amount of asparagus. So I got to reading on it, how much did I want for our family, and it suggests 10 to 15 roots per person in your family. So I've been looking online and they're kind of hard to come by. But even when you can find them, you can order them off Amazon and places. But the cheapest I found, and it goes up from here, was about $1.50 or so per root. So that can get really expensive. So when I ran across these at Walmart, let me show you the package again. These are $2.25 for 5 roots. So if you do the math, that's well below $1.50 per root. So I got Mary Washington variety, which these are the 2 varieties I was actually wanting, and then this Jersey Giant variety. The Jersey Giant only had 3 roots per bag, but that's okay. I wanted that variety too. That's still, if you do the math, $2.25, only about 75 cents per root. So that's still about half price what I found online. Plus I had them instantly. So I need to get these in the ground. I'm gonna go back to where I had a patch before, get these planted. I won't get anything off of these this year and probably not even next year, but I'm hopeful in a couple years, 2 or 3 years, that I will have a huge harvest. And I'm gonna show you how many I bought. I bought a bunch. All right, so you might want to check your local Walmart if you're out for other things, essentials. These were on clearance, so they were getting rid of all these. So I bought 45 of the Mary Washington and 9 of the Jersey Giant. So we're actually gonna plant them. I found a helper. Hello. He's a really good helper too. We're actually gonna plant them here at the little corner of this barn. That's my cow pen fence. This is where I had them before. You can see a few little ferns struggling to make it, but this is the 2nd year of not having asparagus. They destroyed this 2 years ago, and that's all I have left. So I'm just gonna have to sacrifice those couple. I might try to leave them standing if I can. We're gonna use a shovel, break this ground up, and get these planted. All right, Lane and I are going to plan B. We quickly saw that shovel was gonna take us forever, so he's gone to see if the little tractor with the tiller on it will start and bring it over here. I hear it running. That boy can start anything. He's so much better at it than me. One more time. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now we got a nice broke up spot to get these stuck in the ground. All right, so I'm gonna show you what these are gonna look like when you buy them, and this is what they're gonna look like probably if you order them too. This is 5 roots. So these are just rubber banded. So you're not gonna pick all these apart. These are in bigger clumps. This is a root, this is a root, this. And then each package I've opened has had one that's smaller. So that's what you're gonna separate. Don't go any further than that. All right, so how we're gonna do this. Asparagus grows best in loose soil. So that's why I wanted to get this loosened up. And then Lane is making some trenches. You need to make them about 8 inches deep. I don't know if we'll actually get that deep, probably not. But we are gonna go deeper than we've ever planted them before. And then I'll show you in just a second what we're gonna do from there. So you're gonna need to make some trenches, and these don't need a ton of room in between, but you know, a few inches. Think about how an asparagus grows and what size it is. So give it a tad of room, but make good use of your space as well. All right, so we're actually gonna lay them in there like this, down in the trench, and we're gonna cover them with a couple inches of soil. And then as these start to grow and you start to see it emerge, you want to keep putting dirt on it as the weeks go by until eventually they're just covered with ground level. Now I'm really trying this time, guys, to do this the correct way that's recommended, but I'm going to be honest, in the past I've just stuck this down in the ground, covered it completely with soil, walked away, and had asparagus the next year. So don't stress if you're not doing this exactly recommended, and I'm probably going to put them a little closer than they said because I have a lot of these to do. Found another helper. All right, we got that done. Lane wound up getting a pickaxe to dig us some trenches that he's now pogo sticking on. Got that planted, so that'll be a nice little asparagus patch. We do go in this gate, but more over there, so I think this will be fine. Really looking forward to that in years to come. About the time y'all are grown, I will have so much asparagus to share, it'll be crazy. Okay. Really though, asparagus is something that our family enjoys. It's good and it's good for you, and it's really expensive if you buy it in the grocery store. So growing your own is just really easy. It just comes back year after year. Very little fuss and little maintenance, so get you some if you get an opportunity and get that in the ground. All right, we are over here by where we got the potatoes, and this is also my blackberry area. It had gotten really overgrown last year and the last couple years. So the kids and I are over here, we're gonna push mow around this. We wound up mowing it down at the end of last season, and talking with Tracy and Ashley at Farm Alarm. They're pretty much blackberry experts, so go check them out if you hadn't heard of them. But they said if it's out of control, you can always just completely bush hog it down and start over. It will shoot canes back up through if you've knocked them off at ground level. So that's what we did, but we need to clean it up. We're gonna pile a bunch of hay on top of it to try to smother out the grass. The shoots will come right up through the hay. We might even put some mulch on top of that and just get this better situated to where we're not having to mow it down again this year completely. We're gonna try to trim around some of these vines we left and just get this area looking better.
And B, we could not get the push mower started. Making headway.
We got that cleaned up really well with the riding mower. I really don't like to use the riding mower very much. I like to let animals eat as much of our grass as we can. But we tried putting animals over here, and we have fruit trees over here. We have blackberries, and the sheep just want to eat everything. They love fruit trees and they love blackberry vines. So, and goats do as well. So we've struggled with this little area, and we've just made peace with, we have to mow this part. So we cleaned this up pretty well. We're gonna go get hay to put on top of it, and then we're gonna probably put this mulch that's in these buckets on top of that, and call it good for today.
So this is what was left of one of the last bales we gave to the milk cows, and we're just gonna utilize it for these blackberries since we don't think they're gonna eat any more of it. Pretty nasty.
So the picking up the hay is for the birds. We're going to the next plant on this project too. So we're waiting on Lane. He's coming with the tractor, and while we're waiting, Emily's playing. Like a hamster in a wheel. Oh yeah, that would have taken us hours. I love tractors. I'm old-fashioned, but I love me some farm equipment. For today, go check out the video where we scored this, and you may have something like that in your area. We're loading this up in the wheelbarrow. We've already got one little load there, and then we are going to cover all this hay and mulch, and we will have this area cleaned back up. And then we've got the shoots that are coming up to where they can grow, and then stuff can definitely, new growth can definitely come up through this. So our team is tired. Lane, you tired?
Oh yeah.
But we are gonna finish this up and head inside. That's a little bit of what's going on today. Hope you all are well. Hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. God bless.
All right, I got a challenge for you.
Okay.
I need you to hold your hand out, and then in this challenge, you gotta have your elbow here, You can't bring your elbow out or up, and you can't turn your wrist, but you got to get your hand from facing up. You just turn your wrist.
No, you gotta go. Hold on.
Oh. You're a turd.
I've seen it on TikTok.
Alright, so put your arm out like this. And you got to get your hand from facing up to facing down without turning your wrist. Then you got no more than 6 moves.
Well, I saw Emily moving around, so I would say.
Okay, 1,
Oh dear.
2,
I'm out of moves.
here. And have this facing down without turning your wrist. Yeah, keep your wrist locked. Okay.
I'm stuck.
That's 2. 3, 4.
This is mind blowing.
She don't get it.
Oh, you did it.
Did I do it?
Yes.